Hello, everybody. I'm Grandmaster Joel Benjamin. Welcome to ICC's Banter Blitz, and this is our little monthly get together. It gives me a chance to play some games for fun. Gives everybody a chance to take me on and see what they can do. And as always, I'm usually a little rusty in the first couple of games, so that's the best time to get me. I'm like an ace pitcher, who once I get my pitches working, you're not going to hit me. So get me in those first couple of games if you can. And what I've been doing the last few months is playing my games according to a certain theme to try to kind of make it interesting, not try to overwhelm everybody with prepared openings and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I see we have a lot of people lined up to play. Looks like we have a good crowd. It's 11 o'clock in the morning in New Jersey. And so I've been up for hours, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm completely awake. I have my big cup of Joel to try to help me out there. Okay, game one. Naikan Wiarto. He's one of the regulars. He always tortures me with that long name that I don't know how to pronounce. So we have Caro-Kann, exchange Caro-Kann. Okay. Okay. So, all right, I'm just going to play standard. hmm I was just practicing this line with the students, so let me see if what we're talking about makes any sense. The exchange is a very solid way to play against the Caro-Kann. It's also very solid for black. It's solid for everybody. And that's why the grandmasters don't play this simple exchange variation. But if you're, let's say you're just a club player, let's say anywhere from 1200 to 1900, and you just want to play something solid, get out of the opening, not have to study a lot of theory, it's perfectly okay. It's just the grandmasters don't think that they're really going to win against another grandmaster. So that's why it isn't more popular, but it's certainly perfectly okay. All righty. Let's see. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I suppose I should just take it. All right. I took it. So he can take back with a piece for a pawn. Pawn changes the structure of the position, but does it do it to his advantage? Or it would be hard to say. Okay. So I'm sort of wondering about knight g4. Maybe that's just a silly move. Maybe not. Don't know. Uh, I suppose as a position I probably should castle. Well, let me make a waiting move here. Just kind of get off the back rank and defend the center and see which direction he's going with this. There's the thing when you have this open H file like this. Sometimes you're tempted to try to use the H file, but it might actually be the right thing to just castle and get the pieces into play. So I don't know. I'm gonna play maybe slightly controversial. I'm gonna keep my rook on the H file and see how that goes. Just will at least keep white from having that clear plan of playing for checkmate. So king f8 really was to defend that pawn. Then maybe I'll play knight d7 because he might want to switch his bishop at knight, try to put a knight on e5. This I like. I like it for me because that dark squared bishop is controlling a lot of dark squares. Now he wanted to put the knight to e5, but he could have just put the knight to e5 straight off. I'm taking with the pawn. I'm very happy about that because I'm controlling I'm controlling the e5 square, and also I gave myself a nice little square for my king to come to connect my rooks. So my decision to play king f8 was perfectly justified by bishop takes f6. I think that's a thing in chess that's really underrated. When to make the right type of exchange. It can make a real difference. Okay, so the king side is pretty much well taken care of. So maybe I'll just start, getting minority attack going. I could try to push forward on the king side because I have a lot of pawns to throw forward. But I think that it's easier for me if I just do this natural minority attack and keep everything defended on the king side. He has no chance to attack over there, which is really the natural way of playing. So this minority attack, I think, is gonna work great. Okay, knight d2. He wants to answer. Well, maybe he wants to stop queen c4, but I think he wants to answer b4 with some kind of c4. So I'm actually gonna, like, I could play bishop f4 and trade that. Ah, yeah, I could play bishop f4 and trade that. So there's a question as to whether that c4 would really work. But you know what? I'm just going to play rook fc8 and not calculate this b4. And I took my rook off the h file for the moment, but I think I can manage that since b4 is coming very fast. I don't really have to defend it because if he takes twice with pawns, I can always get that back. So this minority attack, I think, is going to be a little unpleasant for white. Yeah, it's amazing kind of what one move can do, one little positional mistake. I think bishop takes f6. It's, if like you look at it on the computer, it might take a position that's slightly better for white, and the valuation after might be slightly better for black. But in practical terms, it might be worth even more than that because it's I think, very hard to play this type of position for black. Okay, for white. So here we go. Minority attack, and also his back rank is a little weak. I don't know if rook e1 is necessarily going to help him that much. See, queen c1, he can play knight f1. Well, I think I'll just jump into it with the rook. Also, I don't want to waste too much time here because I'm under a minute. I think I should be plenty of time. Yeah, should I go to the back rank? I don't. I think I'll just offer trade here. Queen actually is trapped. It can't avoid the queen trade. So I think that's a pretty safe move. And then I start picking off some pawns. He's up one, but he's got a lot of targets. So if white can avoid losing more than one pawn from here, then he's done a great job. I don't think that's possible. There's also a threat of rook c1. Okay, that's a good move. That's a good move, but I don't think it helps that much. Still has a problem. I'm threatening to bring the other rook to the back rank. So maybe he needs to play something like f3. And actually, I can just win a lot of material directly. I don't even need the pawns. I kind of have a cute move here. Check it out. Rook there. And next move, I'm going to win all his pieces. Boom. Do the math. Lovely parting gifts. Okay, thank you, Nai Di Arto. It's a good game, but that bishop f6, that really changed the game. Up until then, I have to work. I'd have to maneuver, trade some things, and okay, minority attack eventually. And okay, my position is all right, but I was just much better after after that move. Okay, so JC Arias. Uh, so both players very conservative with their pawn movements. C3, and so he's going for Dutch. So c3 is a little bit of a waiting move. It's like I'm playing black against f5 with an extra tempo. Maybe I can get, play for some kind of quick e4. Mm, how is this working out? Can I just go e4? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Let's see how that shakes out. Is it a good idea? I don't know. Okay, so he just castles. This could turn out. If I played e5, it would turn into some kind of French where I trade my bad bishop, but pawn and f5. It's a little hard to attack the king side. So, what to do? Should I just kind of keep the tension? Yeah, just wait. See what his next move is. Okay, make it look like I'm going to castle queenside. Okay, c5. So that was a little smart that he didn't play knight c6. He's ready for me to play e5, right? So what to do? Okay, I think I'll just take the pawn on f5 now. Uh, hmm. I'll just develop some pieces for now and see how it shakes out. Maybe let him overextend. So interesting opening, a weird sort of Dutch against, well, I don't know what you want to call my opening, but so far JC is making very reasonable moves. Okay, I better trade that. Maybe I could play G3 to keep my bishop. It's a good bishop. Um, right. We'll have to do some maneuvering. F4. Okay, he wants bishop F5. Uh-huh. Or bishop G4, I could say. Oh, I see. Stop my knight from coming to E3. That's kind of obvious. All right, so I have no advantage in this position. Won't claim I do. Maybe I'm even a little bit worse. We'll see. Maybe I'll play, I think, H3, and then I can start to climb out with these pieces, use the H2 square. Yeah, Queen B3, I have to say, that really didn't do anything at all for my position. I could play knight H2, G4, but I'm thinking maybe I'll try to trade bishops. Okay, all right. Now I guess my knight could come back to D2. But the thing is, I could get an edge on the light squares now. Yeah, now I'm making a little headway on the light squares with his pushing all those pawns onto light. But still, that rook isn't going to stay there, is it? Um, he wants to play B5, which is going to be a little annoying. Oh, or that. That's also a little annoying. Oh, um, hmm. Okay. I am sort of prepared to sacrifice an exchange here, and I think that I will be doing that. But I'm very low on time, actually. That's the bigger problem, is that I've used an awful lot of time. Okay. I'm seeing that really obnoxious red light. Oh, I did not see H5. Okay. Okay. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. Okay. He's only really pausing just a little bit from these moves. So he's really cranking them out. I'm just trying to get a little compensation if I can. Hmm, that's a suspicious move. Hmm. Really just got to play fast here. Now maybe, oh, maybe I can try to do something. Kind of had to play a lot of quick moves. Now he's starting to think, and I can use that to maybe try to do something from here. Although it's be risky, but let's see. Let's see if I can try to improve. I have to not trade queens, that's for sure. But now maybe my queen can roam a little bit or not. Not yet. If I put my knight at e4, I think he's going to take it. It's just the real problem. Okay. Really been kind of playing on the increment for a long time. Okay, move your rook away. Move your rook away. I think I'm objectively no worse in this position, but it's not so easy to play down an exchange. All these moves. I got that flashing red again. I know he really wants to win this game. Did he offer me a draw? Okay, I'll take a draw if he wants a draw. Okay, fair enough. All right, so no perfect score. Gracias de nada, JC Arias. It's a tough game. Whew, tired from that. I think in the final position, I'm no worse there. I could try to win, but I have to, think of an idea to do it, and it won't be so easy with 20 seconds. So, who do we got? Tren David, all in capital letters for some reason. And I think he's a new one for me. I don't think I've played him before. I do get a lot of regulars on the for the Blitz Banter Blitz. Wonder if Tired Dad is with us today. I noticed Tired Dad was watching the commentary on the London Classic the other day, and somebody asked him if he's Tired Dad, how come he has time to play Blitz all the time and watch the commentary. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, so well, this kind of business, I have to be careful about my bishop. You know that be on the alert for him. Various ways he can try to attack it. Okay, I'll go with the fianchetto. That was maybe a moment for knight e4. Now, if I try to put my bishop on h3, he can take and my b pawn hangs. Yeah, that's why maybe I should have done this before he protected his e pawn. Oh no, maybe it doesn't matter anyway. Okay, in. That's one of the key ideas is bishop f5. Ah, right, because I see my e pawn is hanging. I was thinking take c3 and take e2, but at the end my e7 pawn hangs. Knight f2, no, nothing there. No, I got to take this. Okay, he just takes back. That's certainly okay. So move my bishop away. All right, so he gets an e4 if he wants, but I did double the pawns. I'm actually pretty happy with that. And now I'm going to bring my knight out. But he might have been able to take on f5 because of knight e2, rook e2, and then I take back on f5, my e7 pawn hangs. Yeah, I don't know if I like that so much. So knight takes f5. I could take with the queen, and then I don't have to come back. Okay. All right, I saw d5. I have knight c5. So I'm getting ready for knight b6, or maybe even b5 is a threat. Queen, of course, not very well placed on b3 with the bishop cutting on that diagonal. Okay, so what can I do about this? Knight b6 goes d5, but what about b5? b5, d5. Take on c4, but it's not all that impressive. Yeah, I'm not really crazy about knight b6. I think I'll actually just wait. Rook b8. Now b5 has to be a threat. Must be. Must be threat now. Wow. He's just ignoring all that. Well, he does stop my knight from coming to c5. All right, let's see what happens. I'm figuring that on d5, yeah. I take, and now I'm not sure if he should recapture. Well, he does. I don't know if he really thought that one over too much, but he recaptures. And now I'm going to throw that one in. And then I'm going to throw this one in. He took away my knight b6. And now I can just move my bishop somewhere. 49. I'm getting low on time again. Takes. Should I take it? Yeah, I think I will take it. played to h3, but at this point, I don't know that I really wanted to trade that bishop because it's not a really great bishop. Queen b7. What am I? Am I a merchant? Do I want to trade with you? All right, I'll trade with you. This sort of makes Luf, but also makes him think about I'm going to take the knight and maybe play against his king side. But well, main reason was just really to defend my my e pawn. All right, I got to hustle a little bit here. Knight f3. Oh, that's not what I was attacking. That's not what I was attacking, Trent David. You had me and you lost me. You had me and you lost me. Now I'm raking here. h3. Okay. I'll just move away. Attack that rook. Check. Okay, I have to hustle a little bit here. I see the red light is on. The dreaded red light. So maybe I'll just try to peel away the king side and mate him. Yeah, but I was ready for that. Okay, thank you, Trent David. Tough game. He hung his bishop, you know. It could have gone either way until then. It does always seem that the hardest games are in the beginning. Spicy chess. Let's see if this will be a spicy game. G6, okay. I pre-moved that one, could you tell? Okay, I'll just make a lot of quick moves. When good players don't know what to do, they push their rook pawns. I usually say that about h4. My good friend Mike Wilder used to say that back in the day. Let's just play blitz chess, this move. This very simple idea of knight f6 and g6, I didn't really have any brilliant idea against it, I have to say. Come on. No, okay. Better idea. Now can I try to take the initiative here on the king side? Well, I did that to play f4, but maybe that wasn't such a good idea. As I think it over. As I think it over, maybe not such a good idea. Ah, touche. All right. Is he going to try to take on e3? Symmetrical. I don't know. When you're one tempo down in symmetrical chess, it often doesn't work. I don't know if that's true. Oh, he's going for it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What will this mean? Well, taking the queen is the key move. But I don't really see how that's going to work out. Takes. Can take the rook, or I can play rook c1, but I don't really see the advantage in that. Oh, spicy chess. Clever stuff. Okay, maybe I'll just take back. Let's see. Sometimes when you do that pre-move, it comes in so fast you don't even notice it. But unfortunately, that is a very solid defensive rejoinder. And I do not really have much to work with here. Mm-hmm. It's pretty symmetrical, has to be said. Oh, okay. Well, that doubled my pawns, but not that much happening in the position. But okay, I can stick my bishop into e6. This I like. Still, I'm like a knight short of raking in this position, you know? I really need a knight to get it going. All right, so he's got a protected pass e-pawn, so he's trying to make it interesting here. But will it be interesting for me or interesting for him? Probably the rooks are all going to get traded on the f-file. I kind of feel like there's not much to do about that. And bishop's opposite colors. Well, then I think it would behoove me to start getting my pawns rolling. Okay. I did another pre-move. I'm getting the hang of it. This might be one of those positions to play h4, you know, like a strong player. Strong player doesn't know what to do, play h4. A spicy chess has been mulling over these moves, I guess, which sort of helps me. All right, you know, let me just trade off these guys because I don't think I can really do much better than that. I wonder if I should run out with my king. Would that make any sense? Let's say I try to go to the other side. That's one of those, you know, threat execution type things. Because when my king gets to the queen side, I'm not sure it helps that much, but it might look like it does. And so it might seem like something that black needs to prevent. Possibly I should have played h4, but, you know, I don't think that these checks actually do all that much down here. I could be wrong, but I think I'll just hide. Now, who's zooming who? Oh, and I got a lot of extra time. Okay, I scarfed a pawn. Now I've got a nice majority over there. Putting the question to the bishop. Okay, now we're going to get rolling over here. There's my h4. I had to do that for Mike. Just in case Mike's watching, I got to do that. All right. All right. Random. Queen d3. Okay. In generic penetration move. Okay. Now we put these pawns forward. I did not play this part of the game very well. But I think it's under control. Just had to remember to take that one. Oh, always check, it might be mate. Spicy. All right, thanks, Spicy Chest. Tough game. Didn't have so much there, but certainly had clock and yeah, I guess I was position was a little more solid on the queen side, and could put I think the maneuver to with my king there, which was kind of accidental. I really only thought of it when he traded rooks on f1, and I moved. I thought, well, wait, I don't have to move my king back. Let me try this. All right, Spirit Walker was a very cool picture with his handle. So this has turned out to be another type of Queen's exchange Caro-Kann. Sorry. Usually white is fighting a little harder to keep the white squared bishop of black from getting into the game, but it's out there. And now I'm going to go for my minority attack. It's also possible to play knight d7. You know, the idea is preventing knight e5. I think I'm just, yeah, maybe I'll do that. I was a bit conflicted there. Knight h4. Well, yeah, that's they do that in the Queen's Gambit, don't they? Yeah, the knight h5 to force the trade of that bishop. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Oh, it's trying to pin me. So what's the 95 coming? Let me maybe defend this guy a little more. Knight b3. Knight could come to c5 or a5. Okay, I think I might as well push this guy. Knight a5. Okay. Very reasonable chess moves we're seeing here. Okay, now I guess I gotta look to trade some stuff. Or, I don't know if I necessarily have to worry about that rook so much. Just block it off so there's no more pin. Next time, I can trade knights on a5. Getting some good games so far. Getting some good games, I have to say. All right, now let's see. We can try to play against that pawn. 95. Hmm. Queen c3, knight f7. Yeah, I don't really want that. That was kind of clever. I don't know if he actually calculated that, but it seems to work. So I don't want a part of that. People trade knights. When I was a teenager, I had a similar kind of game with colors reversed against Larry Christensen, where I was on the white side of an exchange caro, and it was some kind of similar. A lot of pieces got exchanged. In this kind of pawn structure, and I was attacking on the king side, and it was probably about balance, but I was 17 and Larry was a grandmaster, so he tried to beat me, and I think he went a little too far in the end. Okay, doubling rooks. Well, he's got to be a little bit careful about his back rank. So, all right, let's just trade some stuff maybe. I don't think that move does what you think it does, but still, it looks playable. Okay, let me just take it back. Oh no, he resigned, but it's not mate back there. It's not mate, Spirit Walker. It's not mate. You didn't have to resign. Oh, you never win by resigning. Takes the queen, rook b1, queen f1. It was not mate. I was maybe going to be a little bit better in an endgame, but that's it. Just a little bit better. All right, good brownie. There's always a story behind the handles. I wonder what that one is. Story behind mine is I used to watch a lot of South Park. As anybody who's watched South Park probably figured that Mr. Hat was a South Park reference, but that is in fact the case. And I keep thinking that I should probably change it to something more identifiable with me, but just never get around to it. Let's just make a lot of generic preparation moves. Both sides play a lot of fast moves in the opening, and now the game can start. Ah. He must have known I was thinking about a wing attack, so he meets it with play in the center. Okay. I'll meet your wing attack with an attack on your central attack with an attack on the wing. I'll do everything a little backwards there. Good brownie. Now, I don't remember exactly what last month was. That might have been the knight c3, knight c6. The month that I did that, I got almost all overwhelming positions out of the open. No, it was b3. I think b3, b6 actually did the best. I'd have to say the results from c3, c6 are pretty mixed. I did not see that move. Attacking two thingies. Attacking two thingies. Okay, let me jump in. Jump on it. Could have played g5 maybe. I'm not even sure about that because d takes e4. Looks like I avoided to lose a pawn anyway. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. The knight is kind of in the way on e5. Yeah, okay. Well, I think I don't mind trading it too much. It was, perhaps a little bit annoying to my opponent, but it couldn't really push any of my pawns while that was there. So, all right, I think I'll, you know what? Oh, I was going to say I'm going to block the center. Well, okay, I can do that much. But d4 runs into bishop b5 for me, so not so fast, I think. Not so fast. Maybe c4. Yeah. They do that in the King's Indian, don't they? Or even B4, trying to get the D4 square. That's intriguing. C4, D, B4. Hmm. Hmm. Let's let's try B4. See, most players are like very quick to play D4 to link up the chain. Here, there's a tactical problem with Bishop B5, but also you don't necessarily need to put pawns on squares. Sometimes you could potentially use them for pieces. So I'm kind of trying to get that D4 square maybe to put a piece there. Whether it's genuinely a good idea. Oh, what are you doing down there? Queen H4? Okay, I'm just going to ignore that. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen for now. Does he want to do something in the center? Actually, Bishop F2 can trap his queen if he's not careful. F6, Bishop F2. That would be another, excuse me, sudden precipitous end to a. Oh, I did not see that coming. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I think I want to. Excuse me. I think I want to do a little Zwishenzugi here. Interesting idea, knight e5. If I took it, bishop takes, hitting g1, and then takes c3, I'm not sure that's such a good idea to go for all these pawns because ultimately he would start to be attacked on the dark squares. So, but I think this way gets a piece kind of cleanly, 2 pawns, but nothing after that. But good brownie, not content to just have an okay position. He wanted to go for the kill shot there with 95. It's a position where you usually can't, attack without breaking the position open a little bit with the pawns, but he went right for me with that queen h4. I did not know what he was up to there, I have to say. Since the Zwishenzugi worked out so well for me before, I'll go for another one. In case he wanted to play bishop b5. Okay. Should be able to more or less control this one. Mm-hmm. They also have a big edge on the clock, which is nice. Let's maybe see if we can snake that bishop in there. Good brownies. We're running out of time. That's not a happy sign for him. C3. Okay, I'll just defend this guy for the moment. Mm-hmm. Bishop a4, sort of generic attacking the air kind of move, but that's what I was waiting for. Overload. Yeah, with style. Okay, good brownie. All right, tough game. Perfectly good opening there, but Queen H4 just felt like a little bit of a lunge. 95, creative, but it didn't look like it was going to work. But after Bishop F2, definitely didn't work. All right, Reborn 67. I don't know if he was born then or reborn then. Maybe he was reborn in 1967. So exchange Slav. Not the most exciting kind of opening. There was a brief period when I played the Slav for black. In 1993, I played the Slav and the Grunfeld, two openings that really played very little in my career. Um, but I think I used to get exchange variation a lot, which I wasn't always that happy about. Yeah, I grew up with, in the U.S. Swisses where you don't want to draw any games, and you're always very concerned that your opponent is going to play an opening that could be drawish. So you saw very few Caro-Cans by masters and grandmasters in the 70s and 80s because it was thought that, it's just a way to make a draw. And you couldn't do that. You needed to pile up a lot of points. All right, let's see. Offer this exchange of bishops and see what happens. If he takes it and I take back, I'm actually threatening to take on h2. So probably he'll leave it there, I guess. hmm Now what? Hmm. Somehow I'm attracted to this thing. Oh, I had bishop h2. Uh, uh, I'm tired. Bishop h2 and knight g4. Not only I did, not only I didn't play it, but I could have just played some other move and then done it next move. uh, should play queen. No, queen back to d8 wouldn't threaten it. No. Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, I'm a tired dad right now. Tired dad. Okay, let me just castle before anything else goes wrong. Yeah, it seems that in all these games where I played c6, when I followed up with d5, every single one of my opponents is captured on d5, either with the e pawn or the c pawn. It's very interesting. Everybody's playing this a very simple kind of way. Yeah, so yeah, not all that much happening here. b4. Well, I don't know if that's really justified right now going for that because now I can play for that c4 square. Yeah, yeah, I like that c4 square. Yeah, I do. hmm Interesting possibility. b5, and if knight a5 is knight takes d5 going to be on. Maybe I should just take to be safe. Or should I take that first? Okay. Maybe in the category of not worth thinking about too hard. Although I gave him something to think about, he can take the knight. But worst case, I could just retreat the bishops. Not really all that bad case. Okay, he goes for that. I throw in a little Chicchio. I think I'll just come back now. I pre-moved that one. Well, I think my bishop is a little bit of the better minor piece, and I can maybe attack this pawn on a3. I could maybe take this pawn on a3. Um, hmm. Yeah, he actually has a trick there. Bishop takes a3, knight takes d5 because the bishop takes rook 97. I don't think he saw it, but it was there. You get to it and then you notice it. But knight c4 is a good move, and also reborn is getting very very low on time now. Um, let's take the b file. Surprise capture that way. Um, Sometimes good things come to those who wait. Okay. And the rest is a matter of technique, trade. I'm a merchant. Thanks, Reborn 67. Okay, blunder at the end, but yeah, the b4, b5 probably was helping me more than him because I was just coming into c4, and probably he shouldn't have let me keep the dark squared bishop. Sometimes good to give your opponent a choice like that because it's a good chance that one of them will be wrong and they might pick the wrong one. Okay, Mr. October, who's got a Canadian flag. Um, in America, Mr. October often referred to Reggie Jackson of the New York Yankees team, of course, which I detest, and brings back bad memories thinking about all those Reggie Jackson home runs in October. Reggie Jackson actually came to some kind of wrap-up party at the Deep Blue Kasparov match, and Grandmaster John Fedorovich started to make fun of him, telling him he didn't expect him to be so short. I guess John was just in a provocative mood. All right, so we've got a kind of King's Indian attack. Maybe a little b4 action. Threat to the e5 pawn. And then is knight c4 a good move? Is this a good movie? He might take it. Let's just develop mindlessly. Blitz chess doesn't always reward deep thinking. All right, I think I will play knight c4 now because if he takes it, I've got this fork idea. Although now that I look at it more closely, I'm not sure that I'm actually threatening c5, but the threat is stronger than the execution. Mr. October. Yeah, so you can actually consider a5 here because c5, it's not c5. He can take it. My bishop on b2 is hanging, so he could consider that move to try to force my pawns forward. But I think he accepted that I was actually threatening c5. There's a little bit of an optical illusion. Now, okay. All right, I'm just going to defend my bishop. So now I mean, I could have actually played b5 because even though it doesn't threaten to take the knight, he has a hard time maybe defending the pawn on e5. So because he couldn't play queen c7, so maybe that was just directly strong move. Don't expect a lot of accuracy today. I'm tired. My head hurts. I forgot about my e4 pawn too. Uh, should I just go get his? Yeah, go get that one. I'm not sure it was so great to take the pawn on e4 because he's not castled, and usually these kinds of tactics have a way of working out a lot worse when you're not castled. So I take that one back, and now I'm hitting some guys. Hitting the guy in e4, I'm hitting the guy in d4, and I think I've outflanked him. Knight to c3. All right, let's just take that and give a little checky. Mm-hmm. Let's let's dunk that in there. See what that does. Threatens f7. Actually, it's not easy to defend f7, is it? And I didn't play queen f5 because of queen e6, but now he doesn't have that move. So I think that's going to be strong. Maybe winning in exchange. Queen f6 is probably about the best he can do. And I have knight d7 at minimum. Okay, so I can also take and take on f7, but I think that's less clear. Checky. Distractionary riff. Should have just go and take that pawn. Yeah, I think I'll just go and take that pawn. Why not? Don't have to mess around with that. Don't need any sacrifice or anything. It's just exchange up. Okay, he gets his knight in a good place. Yada, yada, yada. H5. I think I can take this knight here. Yum. I think maybe g6 was better. I needed to get ready to get the king off the back rank. Oh. Takes a punch, Mr. October. Oh. Here's another punch. He's still on his feet. Incredible. Check. Check. I know I could have won the queen, but check. still going. Check. Thank you, Mr. October. Alrighty. So far we have the one draw, and I think I've won the rest of the games. Haven't seen Tired Dad's name. Maybe he's reevaluating things. Okay, step up. Don't be shy. Patito '09. Okay, I'm pre-moving here. I'm serious. I'm getting the pre-move going. Oh no, Patito '09. Perhaps he is not ready to answer the bell. You know, your number comes up, you got to be ready to go. Uh, all right, someone else then. Ah, there's Tired Dad. I see him on the list now, but it's time for Zealous. Or is it? He hasn't moved yet either. What's going on? Is everybody taking a bathroom break at the same time? We need more zealousness from Zealous. Sigh. Suddenly nobody wants to play with me. What did I do? What did I do? Maybe they're all Giants fans or Patriots. Okay, Aaron Trobo, very cute picture with his handle. I'm gonna do something different because these Slavs can be kind of deadly. So it's actually transposed into a conventional King's Indian. E4. Okay. Try this move. I think I once worked on that move, but I never played it. Yeah, knight G5. It's one of the main moves. And now I'm just making it up. I don't remember what happens. Suddenly, without queens but everything else still on the board. Let's go harass that bishop. Yeah, because who wants to play bishop c1? But if he doesn't, then I'm in a position to take it. Or he could play bishop f4, but after e5 he has to take, which you usually don't want to do. You want to answer e5 with either holding the line or d5. Yep. Okay, so yeah, maybe I should have timed it slightly differently, but suppose that he could have another chance to play maybe c5. Yeah, let's see how that goes. D5. I was a little worried about some variation involving knight d5 or because without my queen and d8, I'm not guarding the e pawn and the c7 square and so on. But now I think I have some nice ideas here. The c4 pawn looks very attackable. I think he's going to have a hard time defending it. h3. Sometimes you can take the knight to win that pawn, knight on c3, but I don't here I don't think I need to. That's why I will want that c5 move sooner than later, because if I started with knight b6, he could have kicked my knight with h3, and then it wouldn't have had the e5 square. So that's why the move order was important. Aaron Trouble. I wonder if that means something in another language. Quite possibly could. I guess I could Google things while I'm waiting, but look like that I'm asking my little chess computer on my phone. I don't actually have one. I don't have a chess program on my phone. I do have the ICC app, I guess. I mean, who doesn't, right? Because sometimes you got to follow the big games. Knight b5. Where are you going? All right, let's start by taking. Mm-hmm. All right, let's hit that guy. Back. Get back, Jojo. Ah, is that not hanging? I think it is hanging. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Okay. Roaches check in, but they don't check out. Fork you. He's well and truly forked. Okay, Aaron Trobo, thank you for the game. That's interesting opening. And then with c5 and the knight b6, suddenly his pawns couldn't be defended. So I think he needed to. It would have been a good idea maybe to start with h3 before bishop e3. Alrighty, c3. Go. Tired Dad, yeah. He's my man. I've been waiting all morning, or I guess it's sort of afternoon, for Tired Dad. He's not too tired to play a little bit of chess. So it's sort of like going to be a backdoor into a French. One thing that I really advise for club players is to not only have a defense against e4 and d4, but to have a general defense against not e4, d4, against flank openings like knight f3. And whatever you play against knight f3 probably works against other kinds of non e4, d4 or c4 openings, just to have to know what kind of setup that you want to get. All right, let me just double that pawn, just for the heck of it. And then some technique. No contemplé technique. Tall pawn on d6 there, but black's other pieces are okay. He has some counterplay on e4. Okay, I can take e5. I can't hold the pawn though. So I think I will play queen a4. I announce it and I play it because I really like trading off his light square bishop. It's his best piece. He has a bad bishop on the dark squares, so he needs the light square bishop to cover the light squares. And if that disappears, it's a kind of a depressing position for black. Then he really has no compensation. So problem with bishop a6, he really has to go back. Yeah, has to go back and to do. I think it just develop that guy out there. Bishop g5. I might even be prepared to give another bishop for knight because it's the kind of position that's really favoring my knights. But, bishop h4 is also so tempting. Can he play g5? Do I need to worry about that? And then take on e4. And that's trading advantages because he opens things up for his bishops, but at the same time, he makes his position vulnerable on the king side. So do I play the technical move or I'll be sporty and play bishop h4, just for fun. Yeah. So he defends the e5 pawn, but actually that doesn't really defend it. So there's a question as to whether it really paid for him to spend that tempo. But I guess you know, he could take it next move. Bishop takes e4 coming. Well, I think I'm actually going to keep the center. Just going to attack his bishop. I was in the impression I had this defended, but okay. 2 pieces for rook, but also a lot of light squares. So the e5 pawn is going to be attacked by a lot of minor pieces. Going to be hard to hold on to it. c6 kind of bottles up his rooks too. Yeah, I think I got this one under control. Doubled isolated pawns, it can be tough to play with those. A5. What's that? All right. Well, let me just kind of open up an extra little front here with h4, just to create some weaknesses there, so the king side can fall apart quicker. Okay. So he has some g4 ideas. Huh? You know what? I'll just take this way. I don't think my pieces can really get too tangled up there. I think they'll just be more or less protecting each other. Uh-huh. Which way? Queen h6. Uh, okay, Joel, don't take too long on these moves. 23 seconds. That light, I'm going to see that stupid light pretty soon. The red light. Okay, so basically I'm waiting for a rook to be hanging somewhere. Like, check. Oops. Oops. I dropped my knight there. I mean, I physically dropped it. Don't mean dropped like I lost it. I just, yeah. Okay. F5. Queen h5. Check. Check. Thank you, tired dad. Tough game. Way to hang in there. All right. Yoey01. It's a new one on me. Is he there? Bring it on, Yoey01. Yoey, yoey, yo. Oh, a lot of ghosts today. Yoey, yoey, yo. Yasser Sarawan used to call me Yoel. Oh, wait. He, wait, what's going on? Everything, I had the big pop-up menu, but he moved, huh? Is it happening or not? Is this game happening? I'm all confused. I got my I got my pop-up menu on the left side of the screen. I don't know if this game is going on or not. Um, Sandra will have to sort it out, I guess. Okay, Boris Basher. What do you got against Boris Basher? Or are you a basher who is named Boris? See, it's not clear if you are Boris doing the bashing or you want to bash Boris. We really need, a little more context to figure that out. Oh, I love the pre-move. Got another one coming. Boom. What happened? What happened to you, Boris Basher? Or is that to me? Oh, there you go. Okay. Looked like everything stopped there. Maybe it's lag or something. Okay. Let's go look at that f4 square. F4 square, you look so good. Though the basher is playing a pretty solid opening, it has to be said. Chicken parm, you taste so good. Well, I'm not entirely sure how I want to play this with my pieces here. I had the thought of putting my knight on g6, but maybe I'll just go to put it on f6. Just make him think about defending this pawn on e4, which I don't think he thought about. Why aren't I attacking this? I think I'm attacking that. Was I too subtle with knight f6? Oh no, 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 oh no, knight f2. Now he lost the queen, but he made it himself. Boris Basher, you were doing so well. Those last couple moves, though. I don't know. Yeah, okay. That's the way it goes sometimes. One blunder begets another. Here's Yowie. He's back, but now he gets to play black against me. Let's see how that works out. Yowie 01. Okay, that time he moved. Let's try G3. Let's mix it up a little bit. Aha. All right, H5. I like it. I like it. People coming after me. What did I do? What did I say? All right, if he goes H4, I think I can take that. I don't know if he's really going to back up this H5 move, but I applaud the spirit. All right, I don't see any reason not to castle. Just because he played his pawn to H5, I'm not going to be afraid. Now, do I play? Probably I play in the center here. Isn't that what they say? Wing attack. You meet with a central play. That's you know, basic basic strategy 101. But sure was flashy H5. But is it style over substance? Time will tell. Okay, D4. Well, I'm not so sure D4 is that great an accomplishment for white because my knight on D2 is a little bit stuck, so I have to kind of think of how I want to go forward. You know, if I have a D5 or E5 or something in the center or what. But still, it's hard to imagine that black is going to play this position without castling. And when he does, what is his pawn doing on H5? Okay. Uh, he wants to play H4, I guess. Well, I could kick him, but since I didn't really like when his knight was on F6, I don't necessarily see a reason that I should kick him. I think H4 is gonna. I think this is gonna give me a pawn one way or another. What if I take it? Okay, some kind of sacrifice. All right, bring it on. That's why I played knight F1. I knew a Yo-Yo one was up to something like that, so I figured let me put that on the king side, just in case he's going for trickiness. But I'm not sure what I did to deserve him trying H4. Okay, I figured he was probably up to that, but I think everything is defended here. I could be missing something, but um, I don't really see what he's got. I think I could bring a lot of pieces to defend the king side. And I guess I'll try knight F6. Oh, I was just thinking queen F3, which would hang my rook. Yeah, so that would not be best. So I think better is just simple defense, queen E2, guarding everything. Knight g4. I think that's just. I think I'll just pop that back. Oh, actually, I could have taken the opportunity for bishop f4. Get that piece into the game. It was even stronger, I think. Well, still looks like an extra piece for not all that much. Yeah, some of these games, people just want to kill me. Like I offend them with c3. It's nothing personal. Bishop a6. I did not see that move. I will grant that. Well, I could take a few pieces for a rook. But, I think I'll just. Oh, if I play c4, if I play c4, he's going to take it. Okay, I could move my queen. Yeah, that was kind of a clever move. All right, just move my queen. I think everything's still covered. Threatening to take his knight, for sure. Okay. Uh, I can play e5, but let me just consolidate a little. Okay, maybe now e5. No, I'll just go here. And the game keeps going. I don't like that red light, I have to say. Do not like that red light. Okay. I'll take that and then I'll go in and mate him. Okay. That should be sufficient punishment. Yo-yo one. Okay. Sometimes I can get dreaming a little bit and then almost run out of time, but I guess that just makes it more interesting. Yo-yo one. Really? H5. Well, yeah, okay. So I think usually need to have a little more control of the center to get that kind of wing attack to work, but I appreciate the effort. Bachez 90. Oh, those Karakans keep turning out so boring. I don't know. Bishop E2. All right. Now, when I've seen a move like bishop e2, I always wonder why bishop e2 and not knight f3. A lot of players are overly afraid of bishop g4. Even a lot of my strong students, they just want to play h3 really early because they don't want any bishop g4. But, you know, if it's not really part of an idea. Ah, okay, so it looks like he got like a Barry attack kind of thing going here. But one where I've gotten c5 and I've taken. Okay, so let's just put that out there. Let's develop some stuff. Yada yada yada. Control c5, but not an open file. Maybe I'll play e5. We must be getting close to the end. 1240. Yeah, must be close to the end. So far, one draw against me, but nobody has won today. Okay, I will not be concerned about that attack on the e7 pawn. I will go for counterattack, d4 and b2. Multitasking. A multitasking counterattack. Yeah. Well, he's not phased. Okay. Let's see where this leads. f2 under attack. b2 maybe. Rook e2. I think I can still take f2. Bishop h4. Now I'm looking at that pawn on b2. No, if I take on b2 just takes my bishop directly. Knight e5. This I like better. Where will the queen go? h3. Okay, now can I get grabby? Can I get grabby? I'm gonna get grabby. Bishop f6. Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna mate me. No, I don't see that mating me. Just don't see it happening. Just don't see it happening. You know, it looks good, but I have knight f3. Check. Oh, actually, I can take the rook first. That's a nice little bonus. That's a nice little bonus. And then take on f6. Woohoo. So what now? Was that it? I lose track of the number of games. No, still going. Zeus. Zeus 1591. Why 1591? Are you there, Zeus? Come on, Zeus. You're up. Zeus. There you go. He's just really thinking over that first move. So C3, C6 strategy today. What will be my idea for next month? I eventually will have to kind of repeat things, or maybe come up with a strategy a little bit more sophisticated than just the same first move. A3. Well, there might be something deep there, but I don't see what it is. So, okay, I'll just hold on to my bishop because it might be annoying. So I don't know if it's if it was a very aesthetic day for me. Missing bishop h2, that was not the best. Not the best. Yeah, kind of tired play for me today. But what are you going to do? Well, Zeus seems to really want me to take off this pawn on d4. So I don't know. Maybe I'll oblige him there. Maybe he'll get some compensation. Maybe not. Game goes on one way or the other. Queen e3. Well, I was always taught to trade when you're ahead. So I think I'm ahead. I'm going to trade. There we go. And hold on to my extra pawn with both fists. G4. See, now my knight is attacked, so I can be more subtle about, wanting to fork him because I had to move my knight, right? But there's a lot of forking possibilities. E2, and if a rook goes to E1, then C2 could be a fork. It's got to be a mite bit careful here. Okay. F4. Is this like a Berlin defense? All right, let me just open a little front there just in case I need it. Or if you want to play G5, fine, then no counterplay ever. Okay, no counterplay ever. You made your call. Okay, F2, F4 is hanging. I kind of wish though that I hadn't played King D7 because then I could take it totally for free. Hmm. Nah, I don't think I want to bother taking that. I'll just go back. I'll make a lot of routine moves and I'll collect the point. Because the rest is a matter of technique. I guess I could have just played h4 directly, and then on bishop f2, knight e2, and take the pawn, and then he wouldn't be able to counterattack my pawn there. All right. Okay, h4. So he put another pawn on a dark square where his bishop is. Really not necessary to do that, I don't think. But because was it gonna play h4? I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade the bishops, and then it's all going to collapse. It's b pawn. Oh, I could have taken the b2 pawn, but all right, I don't need that. I'm going to get it anyway. Check. Now we're coming through the middle. Now you think of something. Zeus 1591. Okay. That's a queen. Woohoo! Yay! He's next. Oh, this is Skimorelli 88. I have a feeling this could be the last one. I just have that feeling. Okay, last one. Make it go. Oh, he pre-moved on me. Whoa, what happened there? Something weird happened there. Oh, was I moved? Maybe I moved too fast. Okay, my bad. Double fianchetto. That's something you don't see every day. It's harder to play e4 than usual, but okay, got it in. And now what? E5, the usual business. Ah, he takes. Okay, still maybe some e5 action for me. 94. Kingside attack. Something like that. Knight c6. Okay, so can I play e5, or is he going to attack my pawn really fast? Maybe he'll attack my pawn too fast. So what then? I just move the knight. Rook e8. Okay. I wasn't sure what I was going to do on b5, but okay, now I think we'll play e5 because I think I can overprotect that pretty. Protect or overprotect. Throw that in. Now, has he got enough? Takes. And I protect. I got 3 pieces protecting, but he's got b5 is the problem. He's got b5. All right, so let's bring it back. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to have his queen on c8 or d8. And d8ing a queen e7. That's why I played bishop g5, but maybe his queen will come to some place that'll make me regret it. Not going to be a trivial matter to keep this e-pawn protected, actually. Knight d5. Don't I want to let him take that. But now with his knight moving, if b5, I have knight a5. I didn't have that square before. And if I can take the bishop on b7, opens up the long diagonal. So b5 is really kind of out for the moment, which is useful for my purposes. And the usual kind of h4 when you don't have anything else to do, you play h4. It really is true that this kind of move often produces unnecessary fear in the opponent, that they're afraid of this attack, and sometimes you can convince players to put the pawns forward and create weaknesses. Okay, so now on knight a5 he has bishop a8, so I guess that Skimorelli 88 was preparing with that last move, and that was a pretty good idea. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this move, c6. What is the idea of that? All right. Oh, it wants to play queen c7. Duh. Okay, queen c7. All right, well, then let me kick this guy. a3 was really to prevent knight b4. And now my knight comes back. Yay, now I'm going to d6. It's a high price for him to pay to maintain his knight on d5, is that this happens. And as much as I love my knight, I suppose I should be willing to take one of those for it. Okay, so h5. And let's see how do we do this? Maybe h6 next. But as I said, the threat is usually stronger than the execution when you get a pawn up like that. Yeah. Okay. 6. Okay. Stick my bishop in there. Possibly I should have sat on the c-pawn. Ah, okay. Of course, I'm missing a minor piece, right? And rook takes knight I don't have. If I move my knight, yeah. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Okay. Well, he's only got 19 seconds. All right, you want that pawn? Go take that pawn. See if I care. Okay. I'm going for a big cheapo here, right? It doesn't actually work. Yeah, he has that, but by the time he figured it out, he was almost out of time. Right? He ran out of time. Actually, C takes D5. He's kind of still in the game. I guess I could trade and play B3 and knight G4 coming. Yeah, okay, but technique wasn't perfect. Well, I guess give Skimorelli 88 some credit that he fought on after losing the exchange. Sometimes when you win an exchange and you give up a really dominating minded piece, the opponent gets back into the game a little bit. Okay, well, once again, thanks everybody for coming to play. Thanks for watching. Thanks for trying to play if you didn't get a chance to get in there. Sorry about that. Hope you'll get a chance to play next month as I do one of these every month. It's fun for me. It's a little opportunity to connect with you guys a little bit more directly than in the commentary, and also again, thanks to Sandro, aka Leon, who is always doing a great job running things behind the scenes and making sure everybody gets happy. Uh, okay, so that's great. Hope to see many of you next month, and next year. This is my last Banter Blitz of 2015. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Happy New Year. And thanks for coming. So anyway, if you don't already know, I'm Grandmaster Joel Benjamin. It's been a pleasure today, and see you next month on ICC's Banter Blitz.